Hi, welcome everyone back to Persona 5. Last time, we sent the calling card, and we went into the Velvet Room and did a few things. Now, we're actually starting from this crafting menu because OBS crashed when I did my intro last time. So, there's a few things we can make. We make lockpicks, which is what we're going to make. We can make a stealth and all. Go-hos, smoke screens. We can also make a vanish wall, a spotlight, and an elemental set, which includes a Molotov cocktail, freeze spray, a stun gun, and an air cannon. We're gonna go ahead and make a lockpick.
Okay. What are your thoughts?
Yep. Make another lockpick.
Okay.
We need to make 3.
What are your thoughts?
Oh, we got 2 lockpicks right there. Okay. So we have 3 lockpicks. We want another lockpick, or we want to craft something else? 3 lockpicks is all we need. Let's make a,
Okay.
More lockpicks are always useful. Probably make 1 of each. We'll go ahead and make the element set.
What are your thoughts?
Yep, 1 of each.
Yeah.
And we got 3 proficiency. Because that's what we're actually using. We're using our proficiency checks on these.
All right.
Having 2 proficiency is actually quite helpful.
Well then.
I don't know. Did I want another lockpick? I mean, having another lockpick would have been useful, because now I don't have the extra lockpick. I suppose I could have gone, crafting. I can go crafting next time.
Pardon me, sir. There's a matter we need to notify you about.
Oh yeah, we're sending a calling card, everyone.
Please excuse me for a moment. What is it?
We found this outside.
A letter?
It's,
How should he put it?
Sir Ichiryusai Madarame, a great sinner of vanity whose talent has been exhausted.
Huh. Okay.
You are an artist who uses his authority to shamelessly steal the ideas of his pupils. We have decided to make you confess all your crimes with your own mouth. We will take your distorted desires without fail.
I actually wonder, just like with Kamoshida's card, if the text he's reading is actually on that card's texture.
From the Phantom Thieves.
Now, obviously, the Phantom Thieves, it wouldn't say Mirages, because that's the name I put down. It would be on the bottom right there. But I'm curious. I'll have to compare with the texture I saw for Kamoshida's card just to see if they're different.
Whose doing is this?
We don't know! The same letter's been posted everywhere!
Huh.
What about the security cameras?
There were no signs of the culprit. All we saw was a cat in the recordings.
A cat.
Remove these at once!
Of course.
Windows 10 up, interrupting my moment. I'm pretty certain that you couldn't hear it, but Windows 10 informs me that Dell has 12 updates it wants to install. It will wait until after this recording is done.
What now?
I'd have to also view what it wants to update. I may not want to update all 12 things it wants to.
It's about this affecting the exhibit. We believe it's just a prank, but what of the mass media?
Are you insinuating that this slander is true?
I mean, the media might might eat this calling card up either way.
Of course not.
Depends on how much they care about the story.
It's those damn brats doing, isn't it? Well, it means nothing. They'll only be able to do as they please until this exhibit is over.
Huh. Well,
Was that too?
yeah.
Yup, it was perfect. The composition was way cooler too.
The treasure should appear right about now.
So we should get going.
You better enjoy the air of freedom while you still can, old man.
Well, it's not like we're sending him to prison. In theory, he's going to confess himself and send himself to prison.
Anyways, did you guys check online? People are already talking about that calling card.
Social media is scary, man.
We'll show him. We're gonna surprise them all.
I'm sure you know, but we only get one shot to pull this off.
Don't worry, I have save load. But to make you guys feel better, I'll be counting on you.
We'll be counting on you too.
Yeah, okay.
You have no reservations about this either, right, Yusuke?
It's a little late for that.
Of course not. We'll do this.
Into the museum for the final time. If we have enough lockpicks, we should be able to get all of the treasure. Ah, how I've missed this theme. Yeah, we did. There, active party. We'll look like that.
It's somewhere.
Oh, first, yes, save.
Write something.
not there. Treasure Hall, okay, Treasure Hall Lounge. Yeah. Let's start there.
I should write something.
Let's go.
Actually, I probably should have Ryuji in the party, considering I don't plan to use him for the fight. That's a thought. So, we're only concerned with the 2 chests over here, and then we gotta get back into this room. Yes, controller. All the lasers here are down, so I should just be able to run across. Yeah, just gonna run across.
Oh!
Yep. Open her up. Alright. Bold iPad. This evade physical low. Worth having. Dash. Chest.
Oh!
Wind ring, pearl, and a snuff seal.
There's a shadow. What do we do?
I'm sure he can't see Joker. Alright, here we go. We're just gonna run across.
Get that already!
You don't see anything. And safe room.
Yes!
I'll just add this.
Interestingly enough, he seemed to chase us pretty far. Probably because, you know,
Something.
security's that. Alright. I thought there was another chest somewhere. Yeah, there certainly is. Get to it from the garden. Central garden. It's gonna be really annoying to get to, though.
Let's go.
Oh, you know what? I've already opened that chest. It's here. What's the best way to get to that? Work our way backwards?
Yes!
I have something.
There's at least one shadow we're gonna have to bypass.
I should
On
write
the
something.
way there, there's another shadow we're gonna have to bypass. Next to the treasure itself. And with security what it is, the shadows are on maximum alert.
Let's go.
So it is likely they will catch us. They will be able to see us. One here. Very good. Is he just chilling in there? No. Oh, there's something down there. Really? No shadow?
It's somewhere.
Thing. I want the thing. Give me the thing.
I can see it.
Why is this room clear? There were hostiles in this room earlier. Oh well.
Oh!
And the final lockpick opens this one up. Saint's Tunic. Does that give me Curse of It? Oh, resist rage. And that is significantly better than what I have on. And because Joker is the only one who really matters in terms of staying alive, Joker is who will get the best equipment.
Somewhere.
Oh yeah.
I can feel it.
Make sure I punched all the things.
I have
You
something.
know, that's just money lying around.
Somewhere. Somewhere.
Alright, let's go ahead and save the game. And, get on with this boss fight.
Yes!
I should write something.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, I also need to put Morgana in active one. Yep. Let's go.
Yes!
Okay, well I have you out of the party anyway, so that works. You know, knowing Ryuji, it probably won't even be a problem. This guy's probably unkillable because, you know, he's a character I dislike, which means getting rid of him is going to be difficult. That was simpler than I thought. I like how we're sending Morgana down and not Joker. I actually thought it would be Joker standing on the hook.
Right.
Well, we are.
Yes.
Kind of surprised this isn't voice. Probably the Japanese version of this is.
Okay.
Yes, make a bunch of sound.
Joker!
Well, at least you didn't lead him here. Well, we gotta bring him back up, don't we?
Hey,
Alright. Well, we still have to get out. I would imagine they know it's gone now.
hey.
Yeah.
See it.
Alright, let's see if I can just fast travel out of here.
Let's go.
Oh, maybe I'm not fast traveling out. It's a new area. Yeah, we are actually outside, okay.
I can feel it.
Looks like we only have one way to start. Oh, there's some convenient blocks to start getting here. Alright, is there anything over here?
I can feel it.
No. What are these stairs?
Focus. See it.
You would think there was supposed to be something here. Maybe there was a planned treasure chest or something.
Yes.
Well, it turned green.
Whoa!
Okay. For now, but now what? Ignoring that for a second. The second they realize, yes, I said that twice. That we're outside their patrol search. They're going to basically panic deploy everyone. We don't have time for this.
Treasure! Huh?
This is the treasure?
Not exactly what I thought it would be, but it is a painting. Oh.
Get back!
Whoa!
Meddlesome vermin.
Wow, it was like... That was like perfectly positioned for that.
Is this what you're looking for?
It's a fake. Well played, Madarame. Well played. Now I kind of wish that was like maybe just a big middle finger instead. That would have been more amusing than the little face he drew.
What nonsense that you used a mousetrap on me.
So you had a fake prepped, huh?
Huh. Someone who actually had a prepared defense. Unfortunately, he made a critical error bringing it to us in his, I guess, arrogance that he underestimates
Counterfeits are
us.
accepted in the world of Japanese art.
It actually also kind of fits his, little story arc that, of course, the first treasure we come across is a fig.
What made you change like this? Is it because you became famous? Can't you understand how much it pains me to inquire about the crimes of my foster father?
Now that I think back, the only reason why I took you in was due to my ties with your mother.
That's a great delivery by Madarame's voice actor there. Great delivery.
That woman never lost her passion for painting, even after her husband died. Her skills and talents were quite astonishing. That's why I decided to look after her.
I see.
Your mother and the artwork she created, they're all my works of art.
I see.
How low can you sink?
I can imagine lower things you could do. This actually is pretty shallow compared to the things he could be doing.
I suppose I can grant you a gift before you die. A glimpse of the genuine Sayuri.
Oh, so the treasure is what I thought it was.
Genuine? That's the real Sayuri?
Joker pulls out his gun and shoots it. Madarame goes into a mental shutdown.
This can't be.
Oh, let me guess. Yusuke's mother is the one who originally painted the Sayuri.
Mom!
Oh, am I right?
Indeed it is. This was painted by your mother. It's a portrait of herself.
And guess who she's holding?
A woman who knew her death was coming painted her last wishes for the son she would leave behind.
You would think it... I guess her name is on the painting.
That is the truth. Behind the mystery of Sayuri's expression.
You stole something that personal?
Yeah. Don't see why not.
I knew at first glance. I knew it'd be a huge success if I added a touch to the painting and announced it under my name.
So technically not plagiarism if he changed enough percentage depending on your local copyright laws and prior art.
But the baby in the picture. Why did you paint over it?
It was all to stage it. If the babe is erased, the reason for the woman's expression will become a mystery.
See,
That is what the general public is drawn to. Each of those parasitic critics wrote the same thing.
I always felt something was off about all this. Now I know what it is. If you really treasured that painting, you wouldn't even think about replicating it for profit.
would he? Would he?
You don't love art at all!
That's fair.
Though you have a real treasure, your true skills are nothing more than those scribbles on that fake.
It makes me laugh, asshole!
At least that also means that he at least has an original work then.
So you'll defy me no matter what.
Yeah.
Well then, since you're my work of art, Yusuke, I'm going to reap you for the sake of my future.
Okay.
Along with those insolent friends of yours there.
I can't believe you're treating both mother and son like they're objects. You're inhuman!
Is he? I mean, his crimes are not the worst I've seen before. You know, not strictly the worst guy I've ever come across.
Fox?
I've heard that you destroy your art once they outlive their usefulness.
Careful how you use a tool, because the tool might bite you.
Did that include my mother as well?
Answer carefully to see how many holes you get put in. Yes. How many holes are put in you there, Madarame?
She just so happened to have a seizure in front of me. That's when a thought crossed my mind.
Windows 10. We don't have time for this. I know you want to optimize my PC. I know you want to update my firewall, but now is not the time.
If I don't call for help and leave her be, I could obtain her painting without any strings attached.
So, you made a choice then. What is more valuable to you? You know, the morality of it, you know, sitting there and effectively killing her by not helping her? Or getting the painting with no strings attached?
No. You let her die?
Not so different than killing her, but officially he didn't. But by not helping, you could argue he's just as guilty.
She was physically weak. No one would doubt if she just dropped dead because of a seizure.
Really?
Above all, Yusuke, didn't you think it was odd that I discovered your talent when you were only 3? The reason why I kept you around was to keep you from realizing the truth behind Sayuri.
Interesting logic there. But I suppose as long as he's within your line of sight, then you can control, and if you raise him, then you can ensure that he doesn't find it by chance. 'Cause that's basically the only risk you're running, is if by chance Yusuke finds out the true meaning of Sayuri and then somehow can prove it.
You killed her.
Oh dear.
The artistic talents you inherited from your mother were a delightful miscalculation, though. If I'm to steal ideas, it's much easier robbing the future of brats who won't talk back than adults.
I see.
It's thanks to you that I came up with the idea. You have my gratitude.
Well, if Yusuke is the one who theoretically built this castle, he will also destroy it.
Yusuke?
It's Fox.
I thank you, Madarame.
For the truth. Now we can kill you without any regret.
Every reason for me to forgive you has disappeared without a trace at this very moment.
Yeah, here we go.
You aren't some rotten artist. You're a despicable fiend who wears the skin of an artist.
Conscience cleared. It's time to kill him. Nuts to stealing the treasure. We'll just kill him right here.
All you good-for-nothings barging into my museum and doing whatever the hell you want. Those who have the connections make the rules. Those who don't, follow them. Not to mention, the value of art is all subjective. I make the rules of the art scene. I am the supreme being. I am the god of the art world.
This isn't good. Get back!
It's boss fight time. We've had 25 minutes of plot. Maybe only 20 minutes.
I'll paint all over begin, you vermin.
I thought the boss would be a little bit more humanoid.
You use others for your own despicable desires, Madarame. You aren't even worth the art you create!
Joker, don't lose focus. There's no telling what he'll try.
Let's go. There.
Thunderclap. Alright, well, let's start with Magaru. Ooh. Who's next? Nature's Nose. That one does not have the buff. Let's try Miragi. Okay, that absorbs the magic. Nope. Oh. Okay, good.
Let's go.
Alright, medium physical damage to all foes. Alright, one of them's down.
What's the plan?
Come!
I'm not done.
Alright, it drains magic. Drains physical.
Persona! You're mine.
Okay, that did something.
My fur!
Bunda.
What?
Defensive.
Hot!
You'll get over it. Actually, let's go Medea.
Much thanks.
Thank you! Get ready! Hey!
Let's decrease the attack.
Fox, your defense is down!
Okay,
I
go
am
through
thou.
the- What should I go after? Giant slice? Okay.
Persona! Hold on.
That one goes next.
Come!
No. Go double fangs in case we miss.
Go down!
My whiskers are burning! Persona!
Gonna heal again.
Me! Yeah!
Thank you.
That's a big help! Fox, your defense is down! Let's do this! Persona!
Go and just heal your... heal Fox.
This one!
Oh yeah, because Fox defense down.
Much thanks.
You pig!
This is my other self. Die! Let's go.
Let's see, we need magic. Actually, let's set up for the next phase.
There! Alright.
Fox, your defense is down! Hot four, my other cell! Ah!
I appreciate it.
Actually, he probably, ignored gunshot.
Persona!
There. Assuming there's a next phase. Or are you done?
Madarame's out!
Damn it! I'm the great Madarame! The Madarame who gathers a full crowd every time he opens an exhibit! I'm not someone that worthless brats like you are allowed to defy!
Tell that to my gun.
You still have the nerve to say such things? You will fully taste the wrath of those who are preyed upon by you! Do it!
Hey, you have to press the button. Wow.
Now's our chance! Attack the main body!
Alright.
Persona!
Who is my highest strength?
You're mine.
Witness my resolve! I'll finish you! Persona! Persona! Take this!
Let's go.
Take this!
Alright, let's see what that
You're
does.
just a child!
Is that almighty damage?
Persona! It's time. There!
Okay. Not sure if he has a
My
weakness
other
here.
cell! Ha! Let's do this!
Alright. Now, are these going to be changed forms, or...?
Damn! Impertinent brats! It seems you need a good whipping to make you understand!
Okay, they are the same as before.
It's time. You're mine.
This is the ultimate form of art!
Now,
What is this attack?
what?
There has to be more than just our color changing. We should be cautious.
Oh, well, Han's just gonna die.
Panther! Your defense has been lowered! Persona! Take this! Get ready! All right.
Oh, that was quick. Oh,
They regenerated?
that's unfortunate.
Damn it. Those things can come back if we don't take them down at once?
Oh, its health is really low, though. Darrow's next act.
This is my other self.
Your You're covered in paint! I don't like the look
Persona.
of this.
There!
Alright, he was unable to take advantage of whatever that was. Okay, we have not tested light, curse, lightning.
Let's go. I am thou. I lend it. Let's go. Go down.
Persona! Take this!
Alright, we're gonna get another all-out attack.
Damn it! Damn it! Stop it, you brats! Or else...
Or else what?
You think we'll be daunted by such threats? Let's go.
Okay, good. Another all-out attack.
Now's our chance! Attack the main body!
Persona.
That's still the hardest hitting spell I've got.
You're mine.
Kind of just hoping for a crit there.
Persona! How about this?
This is my other self.
Damn brats!
That's a fixed 10 damage.
Come. There.
My other self!
I think the gun will do more damage.
Persona. Pulling trigger.
No, I didn't get him. Or did I get him? No, I didn't. I think I could have done more damage with On if I didn't use the gun. Get,
He's changed again.
or maybe I'm forced to do this phase.
What do we do?
Okay, now we got a gimmick. Alright. Use that.
Isn't that the same thing Madarame's been using?
Yeah, the black mushrooms, the ink caps.
Let's try covering him with paint.
Time to bestow the humiliation of being painted over to him.
Yes.
I'll do it. Leave it to me.
I'm ready for it! Leave it to me!
Use
I'll do it. Leave it to me. I'll handle it. Next up.
Okay, he does act next. I'm gonna restore my own HP.
Okay.
I'll slather you with my color! Stupid brats!
Huh? Witness my resolve!
Go ahead.
Me! Yeah! Thank you! Persona! This one! No way! Panther's off her feet!
I should have had her guard.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
You're covered in paint! I don't like the
Who's
look
next?
of this.
Persona!
Can I knock it down? I don't think I can. It's not in one attack. On's dead if I do nothing.
No.
I think On's dead either way.
Go down.
Wow.
Persona!
On is dead.
Persona! Ah! Now I'm pissed. Panzer's back! Persona! How about this?
Oh, and he's now gonna revive me. Wait, he only revived one? Now you're hosed.
What the? My powers! They're suddenly draining!
It's time. There.
It's the end, Madarame.
Damn rats! Even if you cry for help someday, you'll regret this. No adult will help you.
Are you sure about that?
I hope you're prepared to go down, Madarame. Do it!
Now's our chance. Attack the main body.
No, let's go. Sweet dreams, Madarame. Like how my controller vibrated when he hit the ground. 1200 XP and only 12,000 money. I like how he's using the painting as a shield. That's how much he cares for it.
No one cares for true art. All they want are easily recognizable brands.
Oh, I thought those were mushrooms. Those are actually paint buckets.
I'm a victim in this too. Wouldn't you agree?
It's a little late for that, Madarame.
Excuses now?
The art world revolves around money after all. You can't rise up without any money.
We just took a moment to let him trying to beg for his life with excuses settle in.
Yusuke, you understand, don't you? Being a poor artist is truly miserable.
Again, isn't it a little late for this? And besides, if all of your money is only 12,000, you don't have that much money. what, 12,000 yen is what, about 1,200 US dollars? Right? Yeah, 100 yen. If you think about it, it's not exactly 100 yen to a dollar anymore, but 1,000 yen would be $10. But no, that would only be $120 we got off of, not 1,200.
I just didn't want to return to that life!
Okay.
A fiend like you has no right to speak about the world of art.
I hope Yusuke just wrings his neck.
You're done for, along with this abominous world.
No, please! Just don't kill me!
Oh, what? And be left with a fate worse than death? I mean, that's potentially what you could be left with. I see the painting on the ground. Yusuke just smashes him through the painting.
Return to yourself in reality and confess your crimes. All of them.
Huh. So, yeah, Yusuke's going the whole fate worse than death route.
You're not going to kill me?
No, but you're gonna wish he did.
Swear it!
Do it now.
All right. All right. What about the other one, though? The one with the black mask.
What? I like how he pointed toward Joker. But the other thing, I kind of wish when Fox there threatened him that he pulled out his sword or his gun. With the black mask. I mean, our mask is kind of black. Skull's is gray. Mona... I don't think he's talking about Mona.
Huh?
What about it? Who is the one in the black mask?
A black mask? Wait, who's he talking about?
I mean, I guess you could mistake Skull's mask for being black instead of gray. Ours is the only one that's really black, because Mona's not really a mask that he... Well, I guess you could say. I don't think Mona's wearing a mask, actually.
It can't be. There was another intruder besides us within this palace?
Can we check the app to see if someone else is coming in and out? Because if someone else is coming in and out, you know, there was a possibility we could have ran into them, but also we need to be sure on their intentions, because that may come back to bite us. I sense a potential boss fight. Maybe we get ambushed in the middle of one of these, you know, while I'm running around securing the treasure and all that. Maybe I get jumped by this man in the black mask, or whoever the person with the black mask is. Kind of like how the Reaper works in Persona 4 if you open too many chests, I think. Every certain number of chests, you'll open it and the Reaper will appear. I'm curious to see how the how that mechanic works.
There's no time! Hurry!
Get on!
Oh yeah, we have the Mona mobile.
Yusuke, what should I do?
He already told you what he should do.
Put an end to all this and use your own artwork for once.
Yusuke!
No, wait, please! Yusuke! Yusuke!
Oh, no anime cutscene of the palace crumbling? Of Madarame's soul being crushed? I'm almost disappointed.
The destination has been deleted.
Lovely. Hey, I wonder what happens if, you know, the palace crumbles with the guy in the black mask is in the palace, or if he does it while we're in it. That's a thing. Yeah, especially with us, you know, holding that.
Yes.
I guess the mission was a success. All that's left is to see if he had a change of heart or not.
Wait, doesn't this also mean that we've duplicated the real Sayuri? Kind of ironic, considering he was making counterfeits the entire time, and now we have actually, in reality, duplicated the original one.
Ah, so bitter! Why'd you get it black?
Sayuri.
What, Ryuji, you can't handle bitter foods or drinks? I actually like most of the bitter flavor. Mainly because, well, I like my food typically on the more well-done side of things, and sometimes when stuff gets a little burnt, it's a little bitter.
You're not gonna get all teary-eyed and say stuff like, Mom, are ya?
Ryuji, I know you're sassing him for being cliche, but it's actually kind of appropriate.
To think that this painting was the source of Madarame's distorted desires.
I mean, I felt that was a little obvious, but...
The only saving grace is that my mother won't know of what transpired.
Will she? Will she not know?
The genuine painting at his atelier has been altered after all.
Oh, that is an interesting point, actually. The genuine painting is altered, so while we duplicated it, we actually have the original that isn't the original.
Ironic as it may be, this one here is her true self-portrait now.
You know, who knows how many years... How old is Yusuke? Let's assume that he's 18. So 15 years afterward?
It's a wonderful painting. And although it took some time, it's in your hands now, Yusuke.
Arguably where it belongs.
I'm thankful for it. However, it's impossible for this painting to be acknowledged by society anymore.
I'm curious myself.
No. I doubt it's the name of any woman in particular.
I see.
I bet it was to make it more mysterious. Just a part of Madarame's foolish staging.
Well, it would have been obvious that he plagiarized it if he had used the real name.
Depends.
So, this is my mother. There's no way that I would remember her face clearly.
Not with that attitude.
But I was right about the rush of emotion I felt when I saw this painting.
Stop that!
Completely breaking the mood, Ryuji.
You're so vulgar, Ryuji.
So, what are you gonna do now? We're gonna keep targeting big shots.
Why do you do such things?
Oh, I don't know if Ryuji's big people enough to answer that question.
It's to get back at scumbags and, like, society in general.
Yeah, not a great answer, Ryuji.
We also want to give courage to the people that are suffering because of selfish adults.
It would have been better if you started with that.
Courage, huh? What good does that do?
By itself, nothing much.
You mean the courage to stand up for themselves, correct? Will acquiring that make them happy?
Depends. Depends on the situation. We'll just half-heartedly say probably.
Yeah, there's no knowing whether it'll turn out good for everyone or not. Still, we won't know unless we give it a try.
You know, that's an attitude I typically end up having for most things, but you also have to acknowledge that in many situations it can potentially be a dangerous attitude to have.
In other words, it all depends on the person, hmm?
Yes.
The same can be said about myself right now. I also suffered because of an adult's selfish act. Moreover, if we investigate these palaces, it may expand my artistic repertoire.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. Also, I was looking down at the motor vehicles there on the road, and being amused on the little tiny cargo trucks that we have in Japan. They're adorable compared to the huge semis that you would see in the United States or even in Europe.
You really only think about art, huh? You're impressive.
Granted, I'm sure Japan has the larger semi-trucks that you would see, just typically not in the city because of vehicle restrictions. And also it being really unwieldy in these city environments.
Well, I won't take part in any inelegant plans, all right?
That's fair.
No worries. I've got us covered.
As long as you define what inelegant means.
Plus, we have a rule that says we always have to decide on a target unanimously.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's going to come back to bite us eventually. It's a good idea on paper, however, in practice, it can be really, really divisive in your group.
How about it, Joker?
Oh, I'm all for having him on board.
We can give our calling cards a lot more oomph if we have Yusuke on our team.
He would make a great member. I do agree with that.
I will try and live up to those expectations.
Well, considering right now that the bench, it's either going, the bench only has space for one person right now, and that's going to be Ryuji. Because I like Yusuke better than Ryuji.
At any rate, I'm curious. Another intruder besides us, huh?
And I like An and Morgana better than I like Ryuji as well. I think I like Yusuke more than I like An. I'm not sure which one between Morgana and Yusuke I like more, though. Probably Morgana.
Our only clue's a black mask, so that doesn't necessarily mean it's just one person, right?
No, he said the one with the black mask. It is at least one person. Possible.
But there's no way to check anymore. The palace is gone.
And even if it was still there, if he was after the treasure, there would be little reason for him to be there now, even if the palace wasn't gone.
I'll try probing Madarame. I may be able to learn something from him.
Are you sure? I mean...
I imagine that Madarame just cowers in fear of Yusuke because of what Yusuke did to his shadow.
I'll contact you all if anything turns up.
Sounds good.
We should probably exchange our contact info with you then.
Alright, everyone whip out your phones.
An artist and a phantom thief. It seems I'll be engaging in 2 trades from here on.
Yeah, I wish exchanging contact info was that quick in real life. For me, it's usually not.
Very well. You only live once, after all.
I feel like the dialogue, or the writers were looking for a place to slot that in.
Still, the incident about this other intruder does concern me a little.
Yeah, it's definitely not foreshadowing to a future boss fight. Totally not. I'm sure we will see him by the end of the game. Him or her.
Not only have we dealt with our second big target, we even have a new addition to the team.
I actually kind of hope that the one with the black mask is actually just a whole bunch of them. Kind of like an opposite to Joker, just a whole bunch of them. That would be great. It would look kind of like Joker, but there would be like 12 of them. We have to fight all at once, all with the power of the wild card with randomly generated personas. That'd be painful, considering that what it could spawn.
Goodness, things are going so well.
Indeed. Are on a roll. However, we must We must ensure that we don't become arrogant.
That's true. Still, let's honestly be happy about it right now.
Yeah. I'm not saying we shouldn't be honestly happy, but we just have to make sure that we don't overestimate ourselves.
But I have to say, you sure are something special.
Oh, good.
This is our 5th persona user. It'll help broaden our battle strategies as well.
I know, now I've got someone to rotate on and off a bench.
Besides, having an eye for beauty is a must for Phantom Thieves. We're lucky to have Yusuke.
Morgana, can you just draw a checklist of musts for Phantom Thieves so I can just go find people to tick off all these boxes?
An artist is a talent you rarely come across. I mean, he is a bit strange, but still. An artist, huh? What kind of person do you think I was? There's no way I'd turn out to be some bad guy in the end, right?
That would be a great plot twist for final boss of this game. That Morgana is secretly the end boss of the game. And that, like, we have all our personas and stuff taken from us, and we start from the beginning, and we basically start from the bottom, or he sends us straight to New Game Plus, and we have to beat the game a second time in order to reach him.
I get so engrossed with the embodiment of human desires.
I see.
And that's not all. When it comes to the metaverse, I'm the only one who can transform into a car.
Can you transform into other things?
I'm special, but it's still odd.
I'd like to understand how everything works there, Morgana.
Who could I actually be?
I don't think that's relevant right now. All that matters is that you're Morgana. Sure.
You really think so? What a half-assed answer.
Yeah. Yeah, what else did you expect me to say?
Well, there's no way someone like me, who has honorable aspirations, can be evil.
That's actually something I've thought about. I haven't really played or seen a game or story where you play as, or the protagonist of the story is someone who has amnesia or is someone else, like transformed into a different form and have their old form or their old memories turn out that they were really this, like what would be the typical antagonist for the for the setting, like the evil dictator or whatever. I have yet to see that. It'd be amusing.
A man who saves those in trouble in the West, while punishing evildoers who may lurk in the East. A man who chastises people that smoke inside in the South, while saving bullied cats in the North.
Interesting.
A man who has a sturdy body, and vows to always do one good deed a day, be it rain or shine.
Only one? Only one good deed, huh? Maybe you should get Yusuke to draw what you believe your human form should look like.
I'm that kind of ideal person. Or so I hope. So if I turn back to being human, surely she'll take notice of me, won't she?
I'm assuming you're talking about On? We'll know eventually, friend.
Well, that's true, but... where should I go when I become human? I wonder where she'd like to go.
Well, you can ask her.
An amusement park, a movie theater, a fancy cafe, shopping. What do you think?
I feel like my bond with Morgana is growing deeper. Morgana just overhears that, is like, what? Alright. So we are now rank 3, the Magician Arcana. Morgana can now use follow-up, which everyone but Yusuke can, because I haven't started his social link.
Alright.
Magician Confidant has increased to rank 3. Now gain more XP from Arcana Burst when using personas of the Magician Arcana. Morgana can now use follow-up. Honestly, I enjoy these little chats we have with Morgana. Oh yeah, what'd you do with that painting? He'll be fine. Yeah. We really should look into that before it becomes a loose end. You know, or you could argue it is a loose end and we need to tie it. I doubt it given how much he was freaking out over it. All right.
I'll just add this.
We are victorious. Next time
Man,
on Persona 5. Well, kind of do that. Kind of. The criminal history bit will still be there, but... you know. The probation will go away. Interesting that Morgana actually noted me
I should
saving.
write something.
Alright, next time on Persona 5. Well, we'll go to sleep because can't do anything else. We're actually level 19, so we're a level higher than everyone's average level at this point in the game, which is good. And probably work some social link stuff for the next 5 days. Until a change of heart happens. Yep. Maybe we'll do the trial by burger finally. Did anyone do a trial by burger? Yes, someone did. Maybe we'll do a trial by burger next time. Anywho, I will see you